Chris Salvador back again. You guys can check out sequelbuzz.com to see my other rants. Nick Meese. Today I wanted to talk about pedophiles, rapists, teenage, child pornography, fondlers, and the show, To Catch a Predator on Dateline NBC, Chris Hansen. I had saw this with my friends. I've known about the show. Everybody does. It's hilarious. It's a funny show, seeing these people, how stupid, how human stupidity, how funny they can talk themselves out of this, lies, and it's just great to hear the excuses that they come up with. And I kind of wanted to talk about this show in general and just feel like a part of me, I was kind of conflicted on my feelings for the show. Because, on the one hand, you're just like, well, these guys got caught trying to get with minors, and they should be arrested. And that's true. These people, this does prevent. It's kind of that Minority Report, kind of pre-crime, pre-pedophilia, kind of. Another part is kind of like, I remember one guy, I think it was an outtake on Dateline NBC, it was this one guy, and it made me feel really bad for him. I know you're not supposed to pity them or have sympathy, that doesn't lack up for it, but one guy I felt like really bad because you saw what a kind of a dork he was, and kind of like a scrub, skeezy guy that was just, lived with his mom, didn't have, you knew that. I just want to give my opinion on it. First of all, who do you blame for this? You can blame the parents, because kids who really do talk to these people and talk sexually and do this stuff, you wonder where the parents are and why aren't they monitoring this stuff. On the other hand, you blame these guys because they're sick assholes who should get girlfriends. And I think that was something that's one of the things I want to talk about here is the women. Is that a part of me blames kind of women for these guys. Because, these guys definitely aren't attractive, amazing, they're definitely the guys that most of them, for a majority of them, I would hope that this was just something that they just wanted a human connection, and they had no experience. And that being a kid, I can talk. I had a story where I believe I was almost a pedophile almost got me, and I'll explain my thoughts and the intelligence of a young age and the feeling. I got to be a white stupid kid for a couple of moments and understand the feelings. I was home one time, and this guy came looking for my dad. And I was the only one home. And he came, he was just like, is your dad here? I need some work. And I was like, no, he just left. My dad just left. And I thought, he's going to be at this place. And the guy immediately, the first thing he did was like, well, do you want to get in the car with me and go to your dad? Now immediately, I did not know this guy. He was a stranger. So he could have known my dad. He could have not known my dad. It didn't matter. The point was, he was inviting me, and I was the only one. I can tell you, a part of me immediately, the first second I heard that, was like, yes, I want to go. And I don't know why. I don't know, and then another part of me was like, no, I'm not going to go, sorry. Just come back or later. Later, I realized my dad was like, I don't even know who the fuck that guy was. I think he didn't know him, and he didn't leave a number, and I don't think we ever saw that guy again, so he was probably a predator. Who knows what the fuck he was. The point was I didn't get in the car. But a part of me did want to get in the car for a minute, and I'll tell you why. Because kids like to hang with adults. They really like that, kids are really denied that kind of human adult contact. Usually if you're a kid at that age, parents never really ask you to do anything that isn't go clean your room. They never kind of are like, hey, get in the car and let's go down to the stadium or let's play. There's a point in your life where those kind of invitations, you want them. And then a point realizes I'm not going to get those invitations, and I don't care anymore now. Like, like you get old enough that you're like, oh, want to go do something with me? No, you just don't want to do anything anymore, because you've just gotten to the point where you've been denied so many times. You just got to the point where it's like I don't want to do shit with you, and it's kind of your way of getting back at them. But another part of it is just get to the point where it's like it's not socially cool to hang with your parents, or you just don't want to hang anymore. Psychological, I don't know. But for me, I think when you're a kid, it's that the idea of like you want to believe that you kind of see the good in people. You don't like to just think of like anybody but your mom and dad and friends and family, people you kind of a stranger. You kind of want like an adventure, because that's kind of what movies and shit teach you. That like you meet the person and they take you back to the time machine, or like I'm not saying that but movies really get you. Movies are about strangers. That's the whole point. Films and things are about people that you don't know. You get to pry into their lives, and it looks so much more interesting. They're people that you don't know, and they're kind of an illusion that you're like, oh, that's the Indiana Jones. Oh, he's cool. That if Indiana Jones walked up to a kid right now and was like, let's go, he's technically a pedophile, because it's like, he's a stranger, you don't know him, but a part of you is like, oh, will I miss out? Like, am I going to be short round? Am I going to get to go to the Temple of Doom? And a part of you likes to believe that you're going to go on this really cool adventure and kind of go somewhere if you just kind of listen. That, now we know that's stupid. That guy could fucking kill you. They prey on that. There is no magic anymore in adults. They're all either busy fucking working, or, there's no kind of, that's kind of gone. There's always an ulterior motive. There's a catch. And the catch is to catch you and kill you and do things to you. And that's fucked up. But that's the world we kind of live in. That as a kid, that was the part of me that was like saying yes to that. Like, oh, cool. Get in the car with this guy. Do, nothing sexual. Just hang, because you never know. It could be this, the guy could end up being a baseball player. He could end up being so much more than just the pedophile killer. He could end up being the millionaire that has the helicopter and takes you to frickin' Disney World, or we as kids, you really get into that frame of mind. But then common sense kicked me and said, I'm not getting in any fucking car with anybody I don't know. Period. And why would you need me to just? You could totally call, like as a kid, common sense, and that's the problem. Like, I think for a lot of these kids, common sense never, kicks in. And it's just like, no, yeah, I'm going to get in the car. And then they fucking die. So it's so it's being a white person for a couple of moments, I saw what they saw and why when people are nice to you. Because adults are never really nice to kids. Because most of their parents, it's not that they don't love them, but you're so busy you never kind of want to... You never kind of have to hang with the kid. Like, it's kind of like, it's a chore. Like, you gotta want to do something, you want to go here. And it's kind of that effect that it's cool when adults want to hang with kids because they want to hang with them. Nothing sexual, nothing, just want to hang and actually listen to them. And, and that's, you don't get that from teachers. You certainly don't get it from parents, though. It's from a stranger. You're taught very, that strangers, will fucking kill you, and do not take anything from strangers. And then you spend, your whole life later trying to go to clubs and meet strangers and meet people and get that connection. So it's all ironical and stupid. And that's, on the internet, it's just made it easier because you feel like, well, now you're protected because you can get on an alias, you can get on a computer, like I'm doing now, and talk via text to somebody. And I think there's a psyche is like, as a parent, I'll get back into Chris Hansen, I can go off on tangents. This might be split up, but I wonder, with iChat or with Stickum or something, like camera chatting, would that be okay? I don't think anybody is ever okay with anybody talking about their kids.